Alright, if you want to see what it looks like when I have everything packed for 5 of us, so that's 3 kids, my wife, and the dog. I've got this bin that's got the boys' sleeping stuff and our cooking stuff. We're running this small cooler. This works fine for like an overnighter, but it wouldn't work for a couple of days. This has dry food in it. This is a sleeping pea pod for the baby. Basically like a little miniature tent for her. I've got sleeping pad strapped up there. I've got another one right here, and there's another one in this bin. We've got the tent strapped right there. Admittedly, while it's all in there and actually working pretty well, this would have gone 2 or 3 times as fast had I had some bins up on top of the roof rack. So I've got to get some bins that I can put some of my stuff up on the roof rack. That's why I have a roof rack. So that's one of my upcoming projects. Inside the Jeep, up here, this thing is so handy. This is the Jeep attic, so it actually has all of our clothes up there, and it is a lifesaver. It's basically, we have these little packing cubes that have all of our clothes. It also has our hats and our coats. So we are about ready to hit the road. Making our way up over Soldier Summit. With all of us, all the stops we're making, we're going about as slow as you can possibly go, but it's nice to have a little bit of adventure in front of us. With the Jeep packed near to bursting, we headed for Hanskville, Utah. The plan was pretty simple. Jump on the road, headed into the Henry Mountains, and explore until we hit snow. Then check out as many trails in the area nearby before finding a place to settle in and camp. Got Lauren's practicing driving the clutch. She grew up driving a stick and has driven the Jeep a lot, but not off-road, and it's a little bit different. But she's getting the hang of it quick. Right now we're just making our way up through the Henry Mountains. You can see some of the mountains back here behind me. We're actually headed that way where there's a ton of mountains. Beautiful back there. Just a really cool spot to be. I'm really looking forward to kind of checking out a little bit further. We ran into a forest ranger, and he actually told us that just past the campground that's up here, you run into snow and you can't make it any further. So we won't be able to make it up over the top, which I was hoping to, because about a year and 2 months ago, the boys and I actually got stuck trying to do this route. We're coming from the other side, so I'm all on trails right now that I've never seen before, which is really cool. Lauren gave up driving. We got on a narrow spot back there, some switchbacks. She got a little bit spooked, so now I'm back in the driver's seat. If I was one for camping and campgrounds, this would be one to do it. This is pretty cool. Lonesome Beaver Campground, just in the Henry Mountains. It's beautiful. All these trees would provide some awesome shade. We're gonna head down and find a place to wild camp. Well, sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. When it comes to camp spots, we passed up a really cool spot coming down the Henry Mountains, but we wanted to come this way a little bit further, so it's actually about an hour away. We don't want to backtrack all the way to there. We found this cool spur trail that goes up to a dead end, and it looked like it might be a cool spot. At the end, it is really cool, but it's really off camber. There's really no way to camp, especially with a tent there. So we've backtracked down just a little ways to a spot we saw earlier that we think is okay. We're going to camp here for the night. The view is beautiful out over the valley behind me, and I just need to do a little bit of cleaning up of the ground, move some rocks to put down the tent. All right, I think that this little pad that someone else already built is going to be just big enough for the tent. So we're going to throw it up right here, see how that goes. We've got the tent all set up. Lauren and I got this tent as a wedding gift, basically 10 years ago. Working on some dinner. Lauren's making quesadillas. Molly's over there hooked up. I always let her wander around except for when we're cooking, because she just sits there and begs for food, so she's over there bumming. Charlotte is just enjoying being out of the Jeep, having a chance to explore. Can you say hi? Yeah? Hi. Yeah. Charlotte's doing her favorite thing in the world, which is chasing Molly around. So, the fuel we're going to use is we're going to use the witch's hair, because we know that burns really fast. If you want to get a fire started, it's good to have just a little bit of stuff, and so sometimes you'll see, like, we'll build it up like into a little teepee, or you can stack. Either's fine. You just want to leave it so there's enough oxygen. But in general, we want to get the stuff that's going to burn the quickest. So let's get the witch's hair. We won't use all of it just in case we need some of it, but put it in right here. There you go, a little bit more. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, let's get, like, see this, and like some kindling. That's what these little pieces of wood are, because they're going to start up better. If you put like a big log on there, it's not going to work. I like using the teepee method, which means you stack them like a teepee all towards each other. Okay. So there's kind of like the teepee and there's the log cabin, but I like the teepee method. Yeah, see? We're going to build them like that.
But you need a long
so you could use, if you didn't have the witch's hair, which we pretty much always have witch's hair in Utah, in the mountains.
Or in the desert.
But you could use like some paper or some cardboard or some things like that. Then other types of ignition, you could use a match.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could use flint and steel.
Flint and steel is real?
But I just like using the torch.
We got a fire starting.
So, hold on, now let's get some more kindling in there. So just get some of these little pieces.
And to put it in a big.
Remember, we're just going to put them like the teepee method.
Okay. The flame's going to be...
Yeah, just kind of drop them in. Got Charlotte by the fire. Is it hot?
Yeah.
Yeah, just trying to teach her that it's hot so she doesn't go stick her hand in it when we're not looking. The nice thing is there's enough cedar up here that you could burn forever, so we've got plenty of firewood. And I realized I hadn't really ever taught the boys, like I've shown them, we've built dozens of fires, but I haven't really told them how to do it, so I need to practice working on that. See if I can get them to the point where they can build the fire all on their own. You're ready to start being able to do that, right, Wyatt? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too.
Because at the beginning of this day, I just wanted to build the fire.
Yeah, I know, you've been talking about the fire all day.
What is this?
Oh, the Jiffy Pop is almost done.
Oh, it's so much better.
Looking good. If it's been a while since you've sat around a campfire telling stories and spending time with the people who matter most in your life, it's time to get out. Stop procrastinating, pack up your gear, even if you're a chair short like me, and hit the trail. I likely won't remember all the trails we hit, but I will never forget spending time around the fire with my family. If you have not already hit that subscribe button, please do. And if you can do me a favor, share this channel with a friend. I would really appreciate it. Stay tuned because in the next video, I almost get bit by a snake. We see a pioneer cemetery and prove that even the best laid plans can change in an instant. Thanks for watching.